first things first, find the location of this in the world space. So it's the Southwark Fesco. So don't worry about editing the the world space cell. It's kind of hard to do unless you actually really mess anything up. Here is the Fesco over here. Double click to load everything. Basically, whenever you load into the world space, you won't be able to see the LOD. To see it, you hit Render Window Properties, LOD, tick Enable Landscape LOD. Just bear in mind, don't press F5. It's like a high chance of it crashing and you got LOD enabled. The CK anyway, it would just nuke you. But what we want to do is find the exterior location and get its general coordinates. Get its general location. So put something where it is centered, and you can see its position is 4,393, 210, and 5,000 on the z-axis. So that is the coordinates we're going to need. So if I pull this back up, I'm going to print screen this, pull it into Paint, slap, and then I've got the coordinates sitting here, and I'm ready to pull the LOD into the interior. So just delete that out. Go to Rico's interior. So my recent cells, Fesco. And now what we can do is right click, edit the cell. Sometimes you have to click off and on it because it's checked out by you. So you just have to refresh this cell view. Go to the lighting. Rico's already enabled the region. So he's got show sky, and then he's got the borough enabled, which is Southwark. We actually do need to go through and settle these up properly. So we'd make a Southwark interior borough so that things like the glowing sea, storms, things like that don't appear in the interior cell. You can use skylighting and distant LOD only. And what that means is this sky won't affect your cell, as in the lighting from the sun won't actually do anything to your cell, because by default it would just light the cell. It looks horrible. Go to the interior data, exterior LOD world space, going to enable it to London world. And if you're working at Islington, for example, on an Islington interior, you do Islington world, yada, yada, yada. But London world, and then you can see the offset. That's the coordinates that I pulled up earlier. And this is where it gets a bit fucky because it depends on the world space rotation. You have to invert some of these values. And this is where it gets really interesting. So it's 4, 3, 9, 3, 210, and 4, 8, 8, 9. So 210, 4, 8, 8, 9. And then just hit OK to that. And you should see the LOD appear. But right now it's just going to sit at 0, 0. It's not going to do anything. And you won't be able to move the LOD. It won't move to position. To get it to move, we need to click somewhere in the middle of the cell. Anywhere will do. And then click this little button here, little box. That is the LOD clip volume. And the LOD clip volume does exactly that. It clips the LOD. So it's a big sphere. If I drag it up to the LOD, which just moved, which is really not helpful, you can see when it gets there, this thing literally cuts the LOD like a cookie cutter, right? Makes it a nice big circle so the LOD doesn't intersect with your interior cell. And you get these like horrible buildings coming into your cell, which is really irritating. So let me put that into Rico's cell, just T to focus on it. Drag that in. We're going to cover most of the cell. Oh, it's a bit fiddly. Up and down as well. Boop. Boop. And then you can see this big dome is just covering everything. And now I'm going to save in the event that I crash. If you've got the LED loading, we can just crash, which is really irritating. And then I need to reload the cell to actually update the LOD, which is really irritating. So I'm just going to go into my dev cell. So right now it has moved Fesco out of 00 and further up north. So before it was here and now it's up here. So what we need to do is invert our values, like I said earlier. So we need to convert it basically to the world space coordinates. So none of these are inverted by default, but I can tell you for a fact that the z-axis is inverted. So I put a minus symbol, and I believe the x will be 2. So x, y. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Minus, minus. Let's just invert them all for now, see where it puts me. I'm just going to reload the cell again to update its position. Now you can see I'm getting closer. See, now we got another problem. So the cell wasn't built around the exterior. So the easiest fix is enabling markers, selecting everything, give it a million years to load, and then place it in position. If you built it around the exterior, you will happily know you don't have to do this. Okay, that's pretty much in position. When it wants to finish loading, there we go. I'm not going to perfect it, I'm just going to get it close enough. You can actually see the door there, and then at the interior door. There you go, it's close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect, I guess. And now we need to fiddle with this, the LED clip volume a bit, get it to actually not clip too much. And if it does clip things out the window, so the player can look down right now and they'll just see nothing, which is kind of annoying. It's just a case of really fiddling with this and getting it perfect. I don't believe you can actually rotate these either. No, you can't. You'd think they'd make them a box. I think it was Trippy who said this,
Yeah.
but they, for some reason, didn't. This is a really bad cell for it anyway. Like normally you'd want cells that are up in the air because you don't need to worry about clipping the ground out. But if you do have the ground clipping out, you can always pull in parts of the exterior to help with that. And you actually see Bethesda doing that all the time. Take some of the trees with us because they're nice. Just click closer to the Fesco and copy. Yeah, this isn't good for reference count, yada yada. Just be mindful. Don't copy the entire world space. Let's find the window. That's close enough. Plonk that in. You can see it's kept that rotation, which is nice. Then we can basically line that up. Delete the walls. I mean, realistically, these walls shouldn't even be here anyway, because there's now windows on it. And I've already messed up the placement, because now there's a slight hole in the floor. But we could always cheat that. You can see that the ground is also too high. It's the easiest fix is to actually change the LOD location in the interior data. So right now it's at minus 4,800 and I need it to go up. So it sounds really counterintuitive, but the number needs to go down. So minus 4,000. But there we go. We have the LOD. And now when we look out the windows, yay, there's LOD. The world is out there. I can go over there. You can climb this mountain. Just make sure none of the LEDs actually poking through the building. That's all good. Okay.
what if it's like raining or like something outside? Does it mirror the weather?
Yes, it mirrors the burrow that you're in.
Huh.
But yeah, you can see it's actually adopting the weather now. Thing that we now want to do is set up the lights. So this is the part that Wolfie's already gone through with Eureka. Put shadow casters out or ray casters so you get these really nice kind of shadows coming through. And then they'll have a light in the window, and then they'll make that about the same size as the window. So it's something like this. And then it lights up the window and brings out all this kind of juiciness to it. It makes all the glass reflect as well. Okay, put that there. Now, all it's missing is a nice bounce light to fill the. It's bouncy time. I'm going to use bounce white. Doesn't matter, it's going to adopt the color of the lighting anyway, of the weather and the exterior once we set it up properly. So white's a good start. And then I normally like to place them where the light is most intense. So these spotlights are hitting here. You might want more than one, maybe one here. Make it nice and big so it fills the cell. Not too big though. Dim it all the way down. And now what we can do is select all of the lights. You can do this individually as well, but this is a bit quicker. Select the shadow casters. Hit minus on the keyboard. Go to emittance or external emittance. Set the exterior light to effects light region off at night. And whilst I'm here, those who want to make lights come on at nighttime use region invert day night. So if you have like a street light that you want to come on at night, use that one. And then it will turn off in the day. But off at night would do. Let's just do that, make sure it's actually applied. Now, if I click on this, you can see it's applied in the emittance. And if I remember, this should actually update. Sometimes it doesn't. And yet just have to restart the cell or the CK. But now when I scrub the day night, you get this lovely effect.
Something I usually do as well is, or did the last time I did this, is I choose the white bounce.
Yeah,
In the setting that you choose, like going to the settings of the light. Yeah, there you just choose the white bounce. So there it would be it will have an like a bluish color when it's dark outside as well,
this
which also makes
one's,
it looks really nice. Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's the one. It would be like a bluish blue tint at nighttime.
yeah, there you go. That is the one.
Yeah,
Probably do the same on all of them, to be honest.
yeah,
Oh, that's a good shout. Effects region, sunlight white bounce. Do
yeah.
yeah, that's nice.
There we go.
But that is pretty much it. That is how you do exterior lighting with LOD. I will do that. Probably say as well, if you actually do paste in the exterior, make sure you optimize it. So just delete stuff that you can't see. So if there's like bits down here like that the player really isn't going to see, just delete it. And you are saying it played automatically. Okay. Whilst I'm still here as well, spots, try to make them realistic. So they're coming from the sun as close as you can. They won't move with the sun, but you can at least angle them like that. Maybe make them a bit dimmer. Scale it down. And now, ta-da! Let's see what it looks like in game. One thing I will say to Lover designers who do watch this, bear in mind the LOD is going to be updated, so you might get weird walls like that. It's always being updated and fixed, so it should look better as we go.